So normally I don't go live mostly during the week, and I wasn't gonna go live tonight because I had my day. I was pretty busy today with some important stuff and cleaning my house. But it seems like folks, just keep coming for the kid as the kid, commentary gets pretty damn good on the Twitter app and even somewhat on my Instagram. I try to keep my Instagram more personal and more personable with all the stuff that I'm doing. But obviously people just like testing me. Which I don't understand why. So I am about to go to my profile on Twitter, and there's just some folks. I'm going to get to the nitty gritty of it, but thank you. But I have to address some folks first because, the haters are always going to hate. So here we go. So I said, here's the thing. The K-Hive hashtag is not a fan group. It's a coalition of people from different diverse backgrounds who supports and appreciate the world of the vice president. I meant to say the work. So you have folks saying stuff as of if, whatever. I block most of these people. But one person said it's a right-wing fan group. Someone said the world of VP left my ass off. Another said, sure, and it said Bernie supporters are dumb mother effers and Bernie is their useful idiot. That's somebody else that I don't know of, but whatever. Another said it's a coalition of people who supports, think, and appreciates the world of the Kardashians, Captain Crunch, and the New England Patriots. Yeah, it's a fan group. Don't know what that's supposed to mean, but whatever. And then another pretty much said, you just describe a fan club, Shantae. And others said I'm an idiot, pretty much. So here's to the Rose Twitter Caucus, aka the cosplay socialists and now communists. I don't know why you want to call yourself communist, because communists back in in the 50s, they were blacklisted. I guess you guys want to be blacklisted. Whatever. Let me just tell y'all something. I'm not here for your fucking amusement. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not online trying to make friends. It so happens that people gravitate towards me. I'm not here to be, supporting your initiative, supporting your podcasts. I can give two fucks. And no, I am not a paid troll. I am not paid by the DCC or the DNC or Brooklyn Dad, I guess. I'm not paid by nobody. I'm not paid. What I am, though, I do this because I care about people. I do this because I'm smart. People at home showcase their talents, cooking, exercising, all yada, yada, yada. I exercise, but I don't want to showcase that. And I cook sometimes. I don't want to showcase that. And I don't make clothes. I don't do this. But my talent is my brain. I'm smart. So there's nothing that's it. I'm sorry that you're not that smart. I'm sorry that you can't articulate politics and economics and business, but that's the way of the world. So, to the Rose Twitter Caucus, now the communists, you don't want this smoke with me. So don't fuck with me. Hi, cousin. My cousin is on here. That's so much fun. But since the commentary is getting popular these days, so what is going on with the LGBTQ community in terms of their pundits, like their famous people like Caitlyn Jenner and Glenn Greenwald? Like, what the hell is going on with them? Because it seems like they're literally like losing their mind. Like, they literally are crazy. Like, the craziest people like I ever, like Caitlyn Jenner. Like, what's going on with you, aka Bruce? See, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be, because I want to honor her name. Her name is Caitlyn. But Caitlyn is not acting like Caitlyn. So in terms of what she says, she's against same-sex marriage. Who's also against trans girls participating in women's sports. She's overall against anything that is that will make the LGBTQ community evolve. Let's keep in mind, the same Caitlyn Jenner was once Bruce Jenner, who used to be the world's top athlete in terms of running, who felt, he was a man living as a woman. So when the transformation happened, Caitlyn Jenner came out involved, and it was a whole big blowout of Caitlyn Jenner. Okay, you was looking cute in the magazine cover, blah, blah, blah. But then you started supporting Donald Trump. And then you went from a MAGA cult to just completely crazy doop-de-doop. Even though you're a trans woman, still like women, that's fine. That's who you are. I got no problem with people's sexuality or what they like. But what I have a problem with is people promoting their bigotry. I'm not part of the LGBT community. I get it. I don't understand some of, the terminology and everything. I'm starting to learn. I'm learning as I grow older. However, I have enough sense to know if you're a transgender woman or man, the best thing you want to do is promote evolution and education and dismantle all the ignorance, right? That's what you want to do. But Caitlyn seemed to not understand, not get it. She's against same-sex marriage now, and then now you're also against what? Trans kids playing in sports, trans women playing in women's sports, and trans boys playing in trans male sports. Coming from the person that once used to be an athlete. How does that make fucking sense? But then again, there is a lot of white, gay, racist men, and I'm about to talk about one in a minute. But Caitlyn, you're supposed to be running for governor. I don't know if you're trying to appeal to the MAGA cult, but they're not going to like you. And the reason why? Because they don't accept Caitlyn Jenner. They like Bruce Jenner. They don't like Caitlyn. Because Caitlyn sounds rough. That's why. They don't like Caitlyn. As much as that, other folks, care about the trans community, MAGA cult don't care about the trans community. They, go against y'all. They don't like y'all. So Caitlyn, I think you want to sit this whole governor's race out. Get out a serious candidate, and you don't represent, even before, you don't represent Republican values of yesterday, today, and the future. Whatever values they have, you don't represent it. So yeah, tough break, Caitlyn. So Glenn Greenwald, woo, chow, another racist gay white man. Just because you're a part of the LGBTQ community and you're white and a man doesn't excuse the fact that you can be a racist asshole too. So, I would like to read the initial tweet that I had for, Mr. Greenwald. I'm looking for it because it's here somewhere. So here it is. I'm going to read Greenwald's initial tweet first. Watch the cultural left try to cope with the fact that not only is their woke ideology no threat to any power centers aware, but the opposite is true. Those powers center love in it and embrace it because of how helpful it is to them. Detached irony, as usual, is all they have. And responding to Matt, who said, "Bad news, everyone. The CIA has used the word and in a press release. We must now never use the word again." So I guess he was responding to that. So I was like, why is he always attacking somebody? Like, what the fuck is wrong with Glenn? Like, he became like a propagandist, and then he using the cultural left. Like, as the last time I checked, I thought you were on the left, on the far left. You were a Bernie supporter, right? Last time I checked. But then again, you've been on White Power Hour with Tucker Carlson for the last couple months, or maybe the last year or so. So I said this about Mr. Greenwald. Glenn Greenwald is a protector of white nationalists who stormed the Capitol on January 6th. And he is. He goes on Tucker Carlson who praises and defends white supremacists. He has been featured on the Daily Caller defending white supremacists, having initial tweets defending white supremacists and rapists. So this is what he said to me. Oh, that was nasty. You're a gay-hating neo-Nazi whose life is devoted to helping run a childish yet toxic fan club for an overzealous cop who gets off on imposing non-violent offenders. Let's read that again. You're a gay-hating neo-Nazi whose life is devoted to helping run a childish yet toxic fan club for an overzealous cop who gets off on imposing non-violent offenders. And then he put the article about Kamala Harris from the Huffington Post. So, here's what I said. Oh, Mr. Greenwald, it's so rich for you to call me a gay-hating neo-Nazi. When you, sir, criticize people that identify as bi, there are receipts to prove it. He said this is the fascinating findings of a new Gallup poll survey on Americans identifying as LGBTQ, and also criticize people that were bi and gay. It's a whole thread. It's too long. And then I said, let's not forget what he said about the trans community. He said that he claims that there's tension between the trans community and the lesbian community, which that is so false. And while trying to spark tension between the trans community and the lesbian community. And then he also, then fearmongers about the trans athletes in women's sports, and then trans athletes that are not dominated in high profile sports. Huh? And then he says, then I said, who's the bigot now? So, this is going to be a read. And I am going to post some of this read on my Twitter. Mr. Greenwald. The same Mr. Greenwald who co-founded The Intercept, who actually then fired your ass for, I guess, putting out a misstory. I don't know exactly what you were fired for, but your ass was fired. The same Glenn Greenwald who is obsessed with male genitals, bouncing up and down in his face, asking how many centimeters this is. You creep. The same one who put out an article if President Obama raped a nun, like praising rape and fantasizing about rape. The same one who went on the Daily Caller to criticize the lesbian community and the trans community. The same one who goes on White Power Hour with Tucker Carlson every now and then Frequently, actually. Yeah. The same one who attacks black women. And I'm not the only black woman he attacked. He attacked many others who don't support Bernie Sanders. And now you're criticizing the very same ideology that you were once identifying as. About 2 years ago? A year ago, right? Yeah. Who is also, I failed to mention, is part of the LGBTQ community. He has a husband and some kids. So Glenn, for you to come at me and don't know me, you have lost your motherfucking mind. But let me tell you something, Pinocchio. Don't ever come for me. Because there's so many receipts on you. I mean, you trend for the wrong fucking reason all the fucking time. Every time when you trend, I was like, what did Glenn Greenwald do now? There's a reason why The Intercept, as much as I hate The Intercept, fired your ass. There's a reason why the left, as much as I can't stand some of the people on the white left, disown your motherfucking ass because you're a whole entire Russian bot. A Russian bot, a propagandist, a misogynistic asshole, and a motherfucking racist. And a bigot on top of that. If I was somebody in the LGBTQ community, I would probably smack the hell out of you for saying the things that you say about them. But overall, Mr. Greenwald. Unemployed Mr. Greenwald. You should do the same thing as the left, the Rose Twitter left, need to do, that I gave them advice for. The same ones you criticize. It's time for you to polish that resume up. It's time for you to get your LinkedIn profile up. It's time to get your Indeed profile up because, you know, you need a job. I don't know if Fox is going to hire you because they probably don't like your lifestyle. I mean, the very same people you criticize, you live that same kind of fucking lifestyle. You think you have everything because you have a husband and some kids, some black kids. Doesn't mean you're still a motherfucking racist. And you're a shitty ass motherfucking reporter. You are a piece of shit ass reporter. And gay hating neo-Nazi, me? I'm not the one criticizing the lesbian community and the trans community. When you criticize lesbians, who you're supposed to ally with, you a whole ass misogynistic bitch. And yes, I said that. You, Glenn, the worst fucking reporter ever to surface on Twitter. It's time to switch your career. Become a college professor so no one has to see your face ever. Because I'm tired of your ass trending on Twitter for some dumb shit that you always do. And you ask why you always get dragged all the time. Why the cultural woke left hate me. Why the established Dems hate me. Because you're being a whole fucking dumbass and a whole bitch on Twitter. A whole racist and a bigot. So, Glenn, stop being a pedophile. Stop being a misogynistic asshole. And just go away. Go away. And don't ever come for me ever. Because I'm not that one. But that was my slight read. I don't know if it was a good read, but, you know, it was a read. And he needed that. But to the Rose Twitter Caucus, again, for trolling my tweets and saying that I trying to identify as this and that. Let me tell you something. I'm not here for you. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to give my commentary on politics and business. and sometimes pop culture. No, I don't want a podcast. No, I don't want no money. If I get booked for a new show, that would be great. But I don't want that. I don't want that shit no time soon. So, you guys can fuck off. And as for Ryan Knight, who is now a communist, wearing that red hat, you're about to go through some shit real soon. It's only just a matter of time when people get hip to the shit. Because trust me, people are going to get hip to you. And you're about to lose some money and some following to keep that Patreon up. My best bet for you is to actually get a LinkedIn profile, because you don't have one. I have one, but you don't. For someone who has almost 400,000 people following you, you don't have a LinkedIn profile? That's dumb as fuck. That means that you're a whole ass fraud out here. And there's threads about you being a fraud. Go ask somebody. And also, just to sum this up about Mr. Greenwald, you unqualified, low-budget journalist as bum. And I'm going to say this one more time. Don't ever come for me or any other black woman. You can take your bum ass somewhere else. Go take care of your husband. Worry about taking care of your husband and your children. Make sure you have a roof over your head and some money. And stop being a motherfucking troll on the internet. Stop bashing the LGBTQ community. You looking real dumb out here. No wonder why the cultural woke left and the LGBTQ and black women all coming for you. Because we all know you ain't shit. You ain't shit, you wasn't shit, and you ain't gonna be shit. Even if you get a new job, you ain't gonna be shit. So, that's my advice for you. But until then, you have a good night, guys. Thank you so much.